Welcome back to Investing Talk podcast. Today, we are tackling a really interesting one, Unity software. It's kind of become the poster child for volatility lately, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's been on a wild ride. They make the engine behind so many games, loads of 3D stuff, but the stock performance, it seems, well, disconnected from the fundamentals sometimes.
Totally disconnected. So the big question we want to get into today is Unity software a good buy right now? And hey, before we jump in, if you find this analysis helpful, please do subscribe, hit that like button for us, maybe leave a comment. Also, really important, if there's a specific company you want us to analyze on a future show, just drop the name in the comments below. We do read them.
Yeah, let us know.
Okay, so Unity. Look, they're undeniably a leader, right? Real-time 3D content, game development. Massive footprint.
No question about their position in the market. Huge developer base.
But the stock, like we said, it's gone from, what, $15 to over $44 in the last year? That's a massive swing.
It really is.
So our mission today is to figure out, why the market is pricing this company for what looks like absolute perfection when, well, it's still bleeding cash. Let's try and unpack this core financial contradiction. Because if you just look at the headline numbers, the basic financials, the story looks pretty grim, honestly.
Yeah.
Unity is, well, it's massively unprofitable. The trailing 12 months net loss is huge, $664 million.
Oof, yeah.
And maybe even more concerning, you look at the revenue trend. Last fiscal year, FY 2024, revenue was $1.81 billion. That's actually a 17.1% decline year over year from 2023.
And that decline, that's a huge red flag, isn't it? Especially for a tech company that's valued the way Unity is.
Right.
Historically, they just haven't really shown a clear, consistent path to sustain positive free cash flow. So the question becomes, how does a company losing over $500 million with shrinking revenue command an $18.8 billion market cap?
Exactly. That's the puzzle. That valuation implies just extreme future optimism. The market's giving it a forward PE that's priced based on expected future earnings of almost 58.
57.69, yeah.
I mean, put that in context. That's like double the multiple the broader, healthy tech sector average, maybe 20 to 35.
Easily double.
They're priced like a hyper-growth company, but the revenue's actually contracting.
Well, what's fascinating, I think, is that the high valuation is basically telling us the market believes the company has already turned a corner operationally.
Oh, okay.
That valuation is betting, essentially, that this place, today's price, is actually cheap relative to what they're going to earn, say, 3 to 5 years down the line.
So the optimism isn't completely unfounded. There's something driving it.
It stems from this really crucial recent shift we saw in the latest operational reports. Think Q1 and Q2 of 2025.
Okay.
So despite those huge historical net losses we just talked about, in Q1 2025, their free cash flow actually swung positive. Only $7 million, mind you, but positive. And they also have a pretty strong cushion, $1.55 billion in cash on the balance sheet.
Okay, wait, let me just push back on that a little. $7 million in positive free cash flow.
Yeah.
That's barely a rounding error for a company valued at $18 billion with a $664 million net loss, right? Is the market really celebrating $7 million?
That's a fair challenge. And no, it's absolutely the signaling. You're right. The market isn't celebrating the amount. They're celebrating the change in direction, the trajectory.
Okay, the signal.
And that wasn't the only positive signal either. In Q2 2025, they improved their adjusted EBITDA pretty significantly to $84 million. That hit a 19% margin.
Better.
Much better. And importantly, their ad network segment, which is, super crucial for how they actually make money, it grew strongly, up 15% quarter over quarter.
Right, the monetization piece.
Exactly. So if you put it all together, the story looks kind of like this. Yeah, the persistent net losses are historical baggage, but the internal health signs, cash flow starting, margins expanding, they're showing a very clear, pretty dramatic recent improvement. And the market is basically paying a massive premium because it expects that positive trend to continue and accelerate.
Okay, that narrative makes more sense. Losses shrinking, internal health improving, but that revenue problem, that still looms large, doesn't it?
It does.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Unity is dominant in mobile game engines. We know that. They've got that big, sticky developer base. But who's managing to chip away at their revenue? Because someone clearly is.
Yeah, the competition is fierce. The primary threat, the one everyone watches, is Epic Games. And specifically, their Unreal engine.
Right, Unreal.
Unreal's making huge inroads, especially in, the high-fidelity console and PC games, but also increasingly in non-gaming areas. Think film, architecture. And Unity's revenue declines, unfortunately, they're kind of proof that their competitive moat, their advantage, it's weakened a bit, makes them vulnerable, even in their core space.
So if revenue's falling, keeping that lead means they need some blockbuster product releases.
Right.
Things that make them indispensable again, especially now with everyone integrating AI into everything.
Absolutely.
What are the product catalysts that are driving all this investor optimism we see?
It really is all about the next generation of their platform. We're
Yeah.
seeing signs of strong early demand, really positive momentum for the big upcoming release, Unity 6.
Unity 6, okay.
Investors are also watching Unity Vector very closely. That's designed more for non-gaming industrial workflows. These are strategic moves, right, to expand their potential market way beyond just mobile games.
And I guess the pivot into AI, that must be where that enormous speculative valuation comes from.
That's the engine driving the investment thesis right now, I'd say. Absolutely. I mean, look at the partnership they announced back in August 2025 with Genies.
Genies.
Yeah, focusing on AI avatars, AI content creation tools. This is sort of the path for Unity to maybe transition from just being a game engine provider to being like a fundamental piece of the whole 3D creation and monetization economy.
So bigger ambition.
Much bigger. And, you also can't ignore the external stuff, the speculative factors that add to this crazy volatility. Well, given the improving cash flow, there are always these persistent rumors floating around, potential private equity interest, maybe a buyout, or the idea that maybe a major gaming company or even a big media conglomerate might try to snap up Unity, to vertically integrate its 3D platform and its advertising network.
Right, strategic acquisition rumors.
Exactly. And those rumors, whether they pan out or not, they tend to keep a kind of floor under the stock price, making it seem less risky than it might otherwise be.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit to the technical picture, which, as we said, has been wild. Current price is around $44.45. That's just a monumental turnaround from the 52-week low. What was it, $15.33?
Incredible run-up from the lows.
And the technical indicators, right now they look pretty bullish, don't they?
They do, on the surface.
The price is sitting, quite comfortably above both the 50-day simple moving average, that's around 37.94 cents, and also the really crucial 200-day average, which is way down at $26.63.
Yeah, big separation there.
Which usually signals a pretty strong reversal from those 2024 lows, right? Yeah. Clear, sort of longer-term bullish momentum, technically.
Technically, yes. But here's where we really need to pump the brakes and add some caution. Because this stock, it moves like a rocket both ways. The volatility risk is massive.
Oh, massive.
Unity carries a very high beta. It's 2.33. So what that means is if the broader market, like the S&P 500, moves 1%, Unity is statistically expected to move over 2%, almost 2.5 times as much.
Wow. Okay. So you need a strong stomach.
You absolutely do. You have to be prepared for really extreme swings. And furthermore, if you look at the shorter-term momentum, well, it's running pretty hot.
How so?
The relative strength index, the RSI, it's sitting up at 64.46. Now, that's not technically overbought. That's usually pegged around 70, but it's getting pretty close.
Right.
Which means the stock is definitely at risk of a short-term pullback or maybe just some consolidation after this huge run it's had. It might need to catch its breath.
Okay, so this brings us right back to the core mystery, doesn't it? Stock's technically bullish, but it's super volatile, possibly stretched. What do the pros think? Yeah, the analysts who model this stuff all day. What's their take on fair value?
And this, I think, is maybe the most crucial piece of information for listeners right now. Analysts, generally speaking, they maintain a consensus buy rating. They believe in the long-term potential, the tech story.
Okay, so they're optimistic long-term.
They are extremely conservative on the valuation right now. The average price target from the analyst community is, well, it's conservative. It sits somewhere between $31.20 and $38.15.
Wait a second. Hold on. The stock is trading at $44.45 today, but the professional analysts think its fair value is maybe around $35, give or take.
That is the disconnect, precisely. The market price is completely ignoring those analyst targets right now.
Wow.
Which implies, if you do the math, a potential 29% downside risk, just to get back to what the analyst community thinks is fair value today.
It's significant.
It's huge. It signals really profound near-term valuation concern among the experts, even if they buy in to the long-term technology story. It tells you the market is pricing in the success of products like Unity 6 that haven't even fully launched yet. A lot of hope baked in.
So much hope. Okay, for anyone listening who's actually thinking about making an investment decision here, what are the key dates, the immediate actionable things we need to circle on the calendar?
The most immediate and likely the highest impact catalyst is going to be the Q3 2025 earnings report.
Yeah.
That's scheduled for November 6th, 2025.
Okay, November 6th.
That report will be scrutinized globally. Management previously guided Q3 revenue to be somewhere between $440 and $450 million. The market needs to see sequential revenue improvement, and they need to see continued strong margin expansion if they don't deliver.
That $44 share price could be in trouble.
It's going to be seriously challenged, yes. Perfection is expected.
And I guess we should also watch for just general market flows in the weeks after that report, too.
Oh, absolutely. Things like ETF rebalancing, large institutional holdings disclosures, those typically happen in November and December.
Right.
And they can drive significant trading volatility on their own. If some big institutional investors look at those earnings, look at the price compared to analyst targets and decide it's just too rich, you could see major selling pressure build up.
Okay, so let's try and bring this all together then. Based on everything we've discussed, all this sort of conflicting data,
Yeah.
is this the time to buy Unity software?
Yeah.
Give us the final balanced summary.
Okay, bottom line. We really think this is a high-risk environment for Unity right now. The upside story, look, it's strong. You've got leadership in 3D, really compelling AI possibilities, and that strong, recent bullish price momentum, which is supported by those internal health improvements, like the positive FCF swing and the EBITDA expansion.
Okay, those are the bullet points.
Those are the bullet points. However, the structural weaknesses are still very real. You've got falling core revenue, those persistent large net losses, and this current valuation being stretched way past conservative analyst targets. Which makes it
pretty untenable, I'd say, for a long-term value-focused investor right now. It just doesn't look attractive from that perspective until revenue really stabilizes and profitability is clearly demonstrated on a much larger scale.
And for shorter-term traders.
For short-term trading, it involves extreme risk, pure and simple.
Yeah.
Because of that high beta, that volatility, and those stretched technicals we talked about, like the RSI nearing overbought.
Right. So a very specific kind of risk profile needed there.
Definitely.
Wow. That has been a really fascinating analysis. You really highlighted that tension between the operational glimmers of hope and the big structural valuation concerns. The market really is demanding a perfect trajectory here, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And, that leads right into the final question that I think you really need to consider before making any decision here.
Okay.
Unity Software's current price, that $44 plus life, it seems almost entirely based on the successful monetization and widespread adoption of Unity 6 and their new AI tools, things that are still largely in the future.
So given that huge gap between the current stock price and where the analysts think it should be, you have to ask yourself, how much of that future success is already baked into today's price? And maybe more importantly, what level of flawless execution does the company have to report on November 6th just to maintain this current stock price, let alone push it higher?
That's a great question. How much perfection is already priced in? Something definitely to think about as you analyze your own portfolio. Thank you so much for walking us through all the details and providing that context today. Really helpful.
My pleasure. Good discussion.
We really hope this knowledge helps all of you listening navigate the market and make more informed decisions. Until next time.
Until next time.
We'll catch you next time on an Investing Talk podcast.